I'm going to read a quote from Rashana Alivardo, and hopefully I said her last name right. If you can find the honor in the trauma you endured, maybe you can find the release of that memory and free yourself of it. When it comes to our traumas and things that we need to release, letting go is the most difficult part of the whole journey, right? Well, for me at least, because I can understand and understand it. And I made a video about this in a previous video of a download I got at 3 a.m. So this is piggybacking off of that. You know, when you have a trauma, you want to fully face the trauma, because one step that I did miss in that video is how you have to fully face your trauma. There is no running from the past. There is no running from the traumas and things that you need to let go of and release. Because no matter how hard you try to push that trauma down, it's going to come back up, right? Something is going to trigger it back up. The more and more we suppress those emotions and run away from those emotions, when they do come back up, they come back stronger and harder. So when it comes to traumas, you want to understand them fully. You want to face them fully, feel them fully, and ask yourself these questions. What have this trauma taught me? Who am I today because of this thing? Like, who did I help not go through the same things because I experienced it? So now I can help other people not experience what I've been through, depending on the trauma. One thing I had to realize in my life is like I was choosing my traumas. Like it felt better to feel miserable or to feel like, you know, the world is against me or things just happen to me because of whatever reason. It felt better to do that than to actually face what I was going through, to actually feel my emotions. Because in my head, yeah, if I ignore it, oh, it may fix itself. Or, you know, I don't have to face it now. But one thing Spirit did was continuously push me into facing the things that I did not want to face, that I was afraid to face because of whatever reason. Honestly, that did nothing more but just push me back further and further from my goals, from me, from my intuition, from my connection with Spirit. And one of the things that really helped me face these emotions, face myself fully, was that knowing all of these things that I've been through, all of these traumas, all of these challenges that I've been through in my life only made me who I am right now. And I am grateful for that. That's a step. Like you have to be grateful for everything that you have been through. You have to honor. And that's why I love that quote that I said in the beginning, that word honor. Like you have to honor what you've been through because we've been put here to go through certain things in life so we can alchemize these things, so we can build something, create something out of it. I honestly believe like our traumas is what builds our legacy. You know, putting our pain into creation, alchemizing it, transmuting it, putting it into something that will help everyone else out in this world, like making your mark. If you never go through anything, you will have no story to tell. You will have no fire, no passion behind your creativity. So I feel like we go through certain things to make us who we are. So instead of looking at those things like, oh, it's always happening to me, like I always got to be the one to go through whatever, you know, you look at those things like, okay, this was put here in place to build this greatness, to build me to become greater than I have ever been. Because, like I said before, if you don't go through anything, you won't have nothing to become. That's like if you're in a relationship where the relationship is perfect, it's no room for growth. If you're going through life and it's just perfect and stagnant, like you will have literally nothing to grow from, nothing to evolve from. So all of these traumas are put in place by Spirit, by the divine, chosen by you in previous incarnations, you know, before you came here. I believe, you know, you chose that contract, and that contract said, I want to overcome this. I want to become that. I want to go through this. And, you know, that's a hard pill to swallow. And it's all about your belief system. But I don't know. I honestly believe these traumas are put here in order for us to become better and greater, but it is challenging. Yes, it is easier said than done. And I understand fully. Growing up, I didn't know how to handle my emotions. I didn't know how to feel my emotions. I'm still learning to this day how to fully feel what I feel and not run away from what I know is trying to bubble up to the surface, not suppressing it, not distracting myself. When I feel these things, I sit with myself, I pause, I feel. I understand, I understand. I really try to transmute that energy, not just run away from it. Not, oh, let me go watch TV, or let me go listen to music, or let me go do whatever to distract myself from these feelings. There's no distracting yourself from those emotions because they lie within you. They will continue to come back to the surface time after time after time until you actually face it fully. And like I said before, every time they come back stronger. I don't know about for y'all, but for me, I'm an empath. I'm very sensitive to energy. So I feel the pain of the world. I feel the pain of the people around me. I feel my own internal pain. So my parents wasn't really the most emotional people, which is nothing to blame. I looked at that like a strength, but as I'm getting older, I realized I took a lot of those traits from the people around me when I was growing up, and I didn't know how to be emotional. I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know what I was feeling. So now as an adult, I'm learning to feel my emotions, to understand them, to sit with them, no matter how painful it may be. I don't care if I have to do the ugly cry all night while I'm feeling those emotions. It's good for me to do that because I did block myself off from my emotions my entire life, majority of my life. And, I told myself, because I thought crying was a weakness. Even when I was crying in silence by myself, I still felt this sense of weakness. Like if I was looking at myself from the outside, judging myself for crying, like I was ashamed to cry in front of me. And that's when I knew, oh, this is not correct. Like I can't be ashamed to cry in front of me. I'm in the room by myself. I should be vulnerable with myself. But if I can't do that, I'm not going to be able to be vulnerable with no one else. So it's not going to help me heal. It's not going to help me feel. It's not going to help me face these things that I need to face within myself in order to evolve, in order to transmute, in order to put this pain into something beautiful, create something beautiful. To close this message, I just want to say be grateful for your trauma. Honor the person you were, honor the person you're becoming, embrace that pain, transmute that pain, create something beautiful out of it. If you got to write a song, if you got to, whatever you need to do to transmute that energy, but face it and face it fully. And healing takes time. You don't have to rush yourself into this. Start by asking yourself questions. And those questions I asked in the beginning, like, who am I because of this? What has this situation taught me? Who have I helped because of these things? Like, really ask yourself these questions and just sit with that. Start with that. Take your time. Like I said, healing don't happen overnight. Some people leave this lifetime without healing those things about themselves. And I'm going to leave it off like this. If you can just get through the emotions of your emotions, you actually feel the things you went through fully, face those things fully, face that dark part of yourself, sit in the dark, don't be afraid of that darkness. And then you won't have to worry about all that anxiety, all that bubble up emotions that just randomly keep coming back. And even if you get triggered by something that happened to you in the past, you will react to it differently. You will feel differently about it. You will look at it differently and honor it and be grateful for it. It will be a different perspective, which will shift your whole reality. And that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys took something from it. And I love you guys. Much love, much light, much peace, much wellness, all of those good things. And I will see y'all in the next one.